Falcons just lost the Super Bowl to the New England Patriots. It was the biggest lead ever lost in a Super Bowl. The Falcons led by 24 points. I don't know if you're an Atlanta fan. I frankly don't care. I am. It's really undocumented around the rest of the sports world because the Atlanta fan base isn't the most vocal fan base in the world. That said, I don't know of any other fan base that's been through more disappointments or more absurd disappointments, and that definitely became more true than ever today. The Braves lost the World Series in 1991 in Game 7. They lost it again in 93. They won it in 95. They lost it in 96 and 99 in sweeps. The Falcons lost the Super Bowl in 1998 in an embarrassment of a game in which their safety got arrested for prostitution the night before the game. Since 2010, the Atlanta Braves have lost a 7-game lead in the wild card with 17 games left. The Falcons lost 42-14 to Green Bay in the divisional round of the playoffs. In 2012, the Falcons fell 10 yards short of going to the Super Bowl. The last 2 years, the Atlanta Hawks have gotten swept by the Cleveland Cavaliers in the playoffs. Now, when I think that all of that is over, now, when there is a 24-point lead in the second half of the Super Bowl, yes, I thought it had been overcome. I thought that this was a new era. I thought that the right team could win. I thought that the Patriots could lose a Super Bowl that they were down 24 points in. I thought that the team that has been outstanding at holding leads, at holding the ball, at scoring points, could win the Super Bowl. They didn't. I learned something about sports today. See, in life, there are two things. There are the things that you can't control. That's this. There are the things that you can control. That's this. It's pretty small. And as humans, we have this thing that we really like to feel. It's called happiness. Alright, I'm not going to spell the whole thing. You get it. Everyone knows that you should receive and feel your happiness from all of these things. The things that you can control. Because then you get to be happy all the time. There's nothing that can keep you from that. But humans do this thing where we really like to take our happiness and we make it someone else's responsibility. We put it in other things. For a lot of people, that's a girlfriend or boyfriend. For some people, it's a politician. It's any number of things. And as sports fans, we have learned to take calculated risks to put our happiness into this. Here, I fixed the board so it looks a little bit better. But essentially, what we have in your outside sources of things that you can't control, the reason that we feel okay taking that calculated risk in sports is because we know that 99% of the time that you watch sports, you know how to give and receive the equity of that happiness that you receive. You know the likelihood that your team is to win, the likelihood that it is to lose. And sometimes they win. And what that does is it gives you a temporary boost in your happiness. And for us, that's worth it. That's a lot of fun. That's a good thing to do. But sometimes, in the most rare of circumstances, a team that has been through a lot and is really likable and has defied expectations and beaten 2 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks can take you into a situation in which you can put all of your happiness into that, because that's what winning a championship is supposed to be for a fan base. That's what the Chicago Cubs got to experience this past year. They put 108 years of lost equity of happiness, and they put it into the Cubs. Again, they've done it before, and they've been disappointed, but they still did it, and this time the Cubs paid them back for it. Well, in this situation for the Atlanta Falcons, Falcons fans, like myself, were able to put their entire equity of happiness into that team. The reason that we did that was because they were up by 24 points in the second half of the Super Bowl. That's a very safe bet to put all of your happiness into feeling like you can be safe getting rewarded, because there was a 96% chance that the Falcons would win the game. But somehow Atlanta, only Atlanta, don't tell me, oh, the Red Sox went through something like this. Don't tell me the Cubs went through something like this. Don't tell me that the Cavaliers went through something like this. This is unprecedented. I don't want to hear anything else about this, because there was never a 96% chance of your winning. And also, those other franchises, Cavs excluded, had other championships in their resume. Atlanta, not one in my conscious memory. I was able to put all of my happiness into the Falcons one time and trust them that they would be able to pay that out, that I would be able to enjoy a Super Bowl that I've waited for years for. And it's my fault. No other way around it. I shouldn't have trusted anything outside of what I can control. This is all you should ever get your happiness from. This is all you should ever have hope in. Anything else that's less than a 100% guarantee, you can't find happiness from. That's how it feels to be an Atlanta sports fan.